Good evening. It's good to see you all tonight. Just getting started a little early, a couple minutes. Just gonna get working on this. All right. So I'm in SMG Talents tonight. Stay near closer to my head because I don't feel like yelling. And working through some SMG Talents and checking the rules. So let me get all my pages set up. All right. So, control burst. All right. So, control burst. When firing a burst attack, add a +2 talent bonus to the attack roll. Additionally, add 1 advantage dice to your damage rolls when rolling burst damage rolls. Okay. Easy to go. All right. Control burst improved. When firing a burst attack, add +3 talent bonus to your attack roll. Additionally, add 2 advantage dice to your damage rolls when bursting rolls. Okay. And control burst mastered. While firing a burst attack, add +4 talent bonus to the attack roll. Additionally, add 3 advantage dice to your damage rolls when rolling burst damage rolls. So like kind of the SMG is feeling like the king of the burst. That's really what we're going at. All right. Let's make sure all my sound is working here. Yeah. All right, good to go. All right, extended burst. All right, and anytime we do a burst attack, if the SMG you're using has an auto rating of 5 or higher, you may use 6 rounds instead of 3. If you do, add 1 additional damage dice to the damage roll. So that is just a solid way to add more damage to your SMGs. All right. So now we're going to look at some of these other new ones. Again, part of me, I'm coming off of this flu that I had last week. I also, just from coughing, have kind of messed up my neck. I'm lots of fun right now. But I'm glad to be here with you guys. That being said, I'll get working on this. Okay. So let's see here. Next one's going to be close quarters grip. An SMG equipped with 2 hands counts as a handgun for melee superiority. Cross use, replace SMG with ranged weapon. Okay. So what was the concept behind this close quarters grip was that if you're holding it a certain way, it becomes so small it doesn't interfere in close combat. That would not work with a rifle, but it could. Yeah, that could definitely work. Gotta make sure the wording's right. You know, close quarters grip with a rocket launcher, close quarters grip with a bow. You know, I got to make sure that the wording is right, and if I want to keep doing that at all, it's kind of just I mean, I understand my purpose for it. That's why I built it. The purpose was to give the SMG a little more play as being treated like a handgun. But if I counts as a handgun and then reverse it and cross use it, well, that doesn't even make sense because it doesn't cross use with a hand. I mean, it's already a handgun in that way. Like a handgun ain't gonna get anything out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and kill off the cross-use version of this close quarters grip before I set it in. All right, and an SMG equipped in 2 hands. Let's see. All right. I don't know if 2 hands is even necessary. You know, when I think of the close quarters grip, it's just you know, SMGs are not that big. So what we're going to do is counts as a handgun for melee superiority. Let's go ahead and look up melee superiority for kicks. Show you kind of what that is about. Melee super. Okay. So melee domination is a talent, of course. We'll skip that. I'm trying to get to melee superiority. Should be here somewhere. All right. Defenders may parry ranged attacks from adjacent attackers, making a ranged attack. Unless the attack is from a handgun, they receive a +2 circumstance bonus to their parry roll. All right. So melee superiority defenders may parry ranged attack from adjacent attackers, making a ranged attack. All right. So it says unless the attack is from a handgun, they receive. Okay. So unless the attack is from a handgun, they receive they receive a +2 circumstance bonus to their parry roll. All right, and the concept is that you're knocking away that long-barreled ranged weapon, and that is important. So melee superiority builds with other talents, as we were discussing earlier. So when we head back up to melee talents, we can find melee domination. All right. Enemies locked in combat with you suffer -4 on their ranged attack rolls. Enemies with handguns or light ranged weapons suffer a -2 with handguns or light ranged weapons. So it's apparently when I wrote melee domination, my intent was to say, hey, light ranged weapons are going to be okay for ignoring it, and that's not really where I wanted to end up. It would make sense. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and take that off, do the same thing. So melee domination, melee subjugation, and all right, and melee tyrant. Those are the 3 kind of buff ups for that. Now, that being said, all right, make some decisions. All right, I took out the light melee because what I can do is actually go back to close quarters grip again. Equip SMG equipped in 2 hands counts as a handgun. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reinstitute the cross use again. Replace SMG with light ranged weapon. Now I've built that in. Two talent points for that, not too expensive. All right, so close quarters grip, SMG equipped with. So I get the 2 hands part. SMG. Let's see. SMG counts as a handgun for melee superiority. Yeah. SMG counts as handgun. Let's see. So that means it just it it does better. It does 2 better than every other weapon. Cross use, replace SMG with a light ranged weapon. So a light ranged weapon counts as a handgun for melee superiority. It's not bad. All right, that provides some cross use functionality to it. So I'll go ahead and grab this and start writing it in as CL. So it's going to be top of the list here for SMG Talents. All right, and we're going to do that close quarters grip. A little intro. SMGs by design are do not have overextended barrels where melee where SMGs by design do not have overextended barrels where melee characters okay. You practice with your SMG to attack in close quarters. You practice with your SMG. You practice with your SMG. You practice with your SMGs. To attack in close quarters. Whoa. Situations. Melee characters have a hard time knocking away your attack. Making it difficult for melee characters to knock your weapon off aim. Okay, fair enough. All right, this is going to be SMGs 4. It's going to be 1 talent point. Cross use. 2 talent points. I write that. Sorry. All right, so 1 talent point range combat, 2 talent points cross use. Okay. Let's see real quick. Make sure my volume's kicking. All right. Anytime you this controlled burst lost its cross use talent points. Let me double check and make sure I have those right. Control burst 2, 4. For TP. All right. Let's see, I'm writing it here. So I put cross use. I have 2 different ways to spell it. That's not exactly exciting. So I just need to standardize it between the concepts here. So I'm going to use probably the way it looks down here. Cross use, just like that. All right, so cross use, cross use, cross use, cross use, cross use. All right, let's go. All right. So that being said, what we're gonna do is if you're out there lurking, just drop me a line. Ask a question if you want. I can segue. If you want to learn more about GunCraze, just ask about it. Ask your questions, and I'll pick them up in the feed and try to do my best to answer you. All right, it's part of what I want to do here. So feel free. And if you're seeing this later on YouTube, go ahead and just add it down in the comments section below. I definitely don't mind talking about GunCraze. It is a fun game. All right. So let's see here. Cross use again with capitals, both capitals and a hyphen, both capitals and a hyphen. Same. Come back down. None. 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 Cross use with capital. Cross use with capital. And this is really where we gotta go. Sometimes a little bit of editing, a little bit of spell checking, if you will. It is what it is. 4TP. Cross use. Cross use with a capital. Cross use with a capital. 4TP. Cross use. Okay, so there's the cross use layout there. Extended burst does not have cross use. As far as this goes, yawn moment. All right, and then we have the close quarters grip, which we talked about. All right, and then we're gonna get into the points. So it was 1 and 2, so cheap. So I see all the cross use down here does not have a hyphen. Does not have a hyphen. And the question is do I want it to have a hyphen or not? Is a hyphen really worth it? Hey, if you're on here, if you're a viewer just joining in, drop a line, say hey. Ask any questions you have about GunCraze. More than happy to answer you. All right. You're just here watching me do some creation, making this rulebook come fruition, and try to get it out by Christmas time this year. And the way I see it, I have 11 chapters. Most of it's already done. I'm just editing and proofreading and adding a couple last minute things to fill some of the anything that might be lacking or missing. GunCraze is a community-driven game, so your ideas are more than welcome. I get ideas from lots of people. They have ideas for cool talents. They have all sorts of little ideas that people are always adding to the game, and by doing so, you have a chance to have a character of your own mentioned in the rulebook. So whether GunCraze comes out or not is not a question. It will make itself into at least the Amazon bookstore, at the very least. So that being said, if you have a suggestion and it lands, and your character that you design is mentioned in the rule book, it'll be mentioned in the rule book forever. I don't know if you have other chances with that through other games. I mean, very common thing for me to hear from other people is, well, I'm making my own game. Well, that's fantastic. I hope you do. I really do. I'd love to hear about it. Share it with, with me offline. But most of the time that, it never comes around. Everybody's busy. People got things to do. People got lives and families and work. All right. And I have lives and family and work too, but this GunCraze is a labor of love that I've been putting extra time into. I have had moments where I've backed off of it completely to regroup. But now that I'm back into this and I have the stream now, I look forward to hearing what you guys got to say. I want you guys to stop in, drop a like, drop a follow, just ask a question. How do you do this? What do you do this? What's the story? So there's lots of questions I want to hear from you guys. I can talk for days, but I'd prefer if you guys ask the questions. All right. So we're still looking at right now the wording cross use and trying to determine what's the best. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just do a Google search and I'm going to see the best way to type grammatically. So let's see. All right. Let's see what I can find. Best way to type cross use. Use cross use cross. I'm just giving it a bunch of different options real quick. Cross use, or cross use. Cross use hyphenated. Let's see. Best for describing the active use of using something across multiple areas. The cross use of technology. So hyphenated with lowercase. Only if it's a proper noun or title. I can use it just like I'm using it, which is fine. So cross use would be lowercase. So we're going to go ahead and do lowercase with a hyphen. All right, so that's just one of the things I'm going to do a bulk change for by using the built-in replace feature. All right, so I'm going to say cross use will now be cross use. All right, and make sure that it says match case. Actually, you know what? I don't even need to match case. It should do it all. Let's find off. Find next. Okay, replace. It's finding all of them regardless, so that's good. Cross use. Cross use. Yep. Lowercase. Nice. All right, I'm just going to replace all. I can't think of any words out there that would have cross use in them and then cause some craziness after the fact. But now I have to change cross space use to cross use as well. So yes. All right, so here we go again. Cross use talents. All right, so replace that. Good. All right. And here we go. 14 replacements. All those were changed. So that is kicking. All right. So now we'll move back down to this. Things like formatting, you know, you got to do them to, you know, I'm not a professional writer. I'm a professional, in my own mind at least, creator. I am a creative soul. I've been creative ever since I was young, and you know, so where I lack, I have to use things to other tools to help me get my wording right. You know, a simple Google search or even an AI lookup, like how do you say this, and what is the grammar behind it, so that I can kind of learn. All right, this is one of those things. So, moving on. So we look at we're back over here at close quarters grip. Practice with SMGs to attack in close quarters situations, making it difficult for melee characters to knock your weapon off aim. All right, so SMGs 4, 1, 2. Let's see, combo talents, melee domination, demonation, melee domination. We'll put an asterisk there. Oh, that means any of the versions after it. Wildfire. Whenever you are adjacent to a defender, let's see, you're the attacker, yeah. Defender, you count your SMG as a handgun for the purpose, oh come on now, of superiority. All right. Cross use is change So whenever you're adjacent to a defender, you count your SMG as a handgun for the purpose of melee superiority. Change SMG to light range weapon. Alright, so we'll go ahead and bold that out. Bold out light range weapon. And there you go. So you can switch it out with any of the light ranged weapons that are in there. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go down here too, because I didn't actually finish these up. While firing burst attack with an SMG, alright, so Control B, and the cross use, it doesn't actually have a second ability or anything. It changes the word, the keyword, so that it modifies the rule, alright. When firing burst attack with a change SMG to ranged weapon. All right, so so talking about burst, of course. So change cross use is change, because that's the kind of the concept. Replaces handgun. Replaces handgun. Okay. Replaces. Very well. Replace. So no, I don't want to replace it. Yeah, cross use replaces. Yeah, that'll work. Wording. All right. So replaces. SMG with light range weapon. Replaces SMG with range weapon. Let's see here. And that's going to be the same thing here. Whoa, buddy. Hold on a second. Let's see here. No border. And that I see that space down one because replaces SMG with ranged weapon. Replaces SMG with ranged weapon. While firing a burst attack with a SMG. With a SMG. Alright. So that is you're adjacent to a defender. You count your SMG as a handgun for the purpose. Okay. Replaces SMG with ranged weapon. Okay. I think we are covered up to date on that. We've got close quarters grip in there now. Alright, so that being said, we can take close quarters grip and highlight it. Oh, and highlight it. And make it black. Alright, we've already talked about controlled burst. Want to make sure that it reads right. So, controlled burst has an SMG's a requirement of 1 over here. So I'm going to come back and I see what I did here. I had it SMG's 2, SMG's 4, SMG's 6. I think I like that better. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'll use SMG's 2 and ranged combat 4. So looking at ranged combat, when I use it like that as a requirement, we can go look at several of the original. Alright, ranged combat. Yeah, when I use ranged combat in because it's a specialization, I want to show, in fact, hey, if you're just joining me right now, go ahead and drop a follow, man. Just if you haven't already, or say hi in the chat. Ask a question if you want. Otherwise, I'm just going to ramble about whatever pops in my brain. So ranged combat usually is italicized and it ends up at the end. So that is important to note. So when I come back over here to see anything that requires ranged combat, I need to, oh, not that. It would be a requirement. So that doesn't have a requirement. This does. So this ranged combat is going to come out, comma, paste. And then what I'm going to do is italicize that. And that's what it looks like. So it has italicized. It's to note that it is a specialization. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move the next one. So you may not know this about me, but I'm kind of an office nerd. I sit in front of a computer a lot for my normal job. So I was on there this morning, you know, my 8.5-hour shift. I got off and took a little break, and now here we are again. This is where I live, in front of a computer. It's horrible for you, by the way. But means to justified means, right? So That being said, range combat, they're all italicized, which is great. Extended burst. All right, so let's get these working right then. So over here, when I have them, they go first, which is completely backward, but that's how we're gonna let it sit. All right, so control burst has ranged combat 4, and it's not. And keep in mind, it's not italicized over here. And maybe that should match. Maybe that should match. All right, let's see here. Lots of fun in the world. Alrighty, so I'm gonna get these other ones finished out. All right, so control burst, range combat 4, SMGs 2. Then I'm gonna just do is copy this because I already know kind of how it goes. Kind of. Paste. All right, so this one is range combat 8, and this one is range combat 12. And this is SMGs. So SMGs for the first one is 2, then it goes 4, and then it goes 6. All right, so it gets progressively stronger. Just make sure +2 talent bonus to the attack roll. All right, this just adds attack, so adds +2 talent bonus to attack, to burst attack. Oh. Adds +2 talent bonus to hit, and there we go. Adds +4 talent bonus. Oh, +3. I'll go ahead, don't listen to me. Adds +3 talent bonus to hit, and to hit, not to hot. To hit, and 2 advantage dice to burst damage rolls with SMGs. Count D3 roll of 1 as a 2. Okay, make sure that's in there. It isn't. That's huge. I forgot I made that. I like this part. So, and count. SMGs count. All right. So this is where you want to do those additionally. All right, additionally is a good way to. Additionally, SMGs count. Control B. So while firing a burst attack with an SMG, that's improved. I get it. All right. So the regular is. The regular has its bonus. The improved has its bonus, and counts a burst roll D3 of a 1 as a 2. Like that's pretty big. All right. Control burst mastered. So you go down through this controlled burst kind of category in the SMG just to make your whatever else you're firing better. You use automatic pistols, you're better at it. You use automatic rifles, you're better at it. All right, so that's actually what's happening here is that by getting those cross-use functionality, your other weapons become stronger. So you don't get stuck I'm just going to only do pistols, you know what I mean? It lets you venture out and try some other things. Become, a well-rounded soldier can fire any weapon he picks up off the ground. Let's see here. There's also hybrid weapons as well, where they automatically count as both. So even if it, you could say, well, it's a pistol, but it's also an SMG. So that happens a lot too. There's a lot of those type of weapons out there. Let's see here. Good stretch. Good stretching's good. All right. Let's see here. All right, so we got the first part done. We're back to mastered. Mastered says additionally, SMGs count burst D3 rolls of 2 as 3. So that's a big deal. Okay. Of 1 as 2 and 2. All right, so there we go. We got that written in there now. While firing the burst attack with SMG, add a +4 talent bonus to attack roll. Additionally, add 3 advantage dice to your damage rolls when rolling burst damage rolls. So it's got 2 additionalies in there. And what I'll do is and add 3. Additionally, SMGs count burst D3 rolls as, so SMGs, gonna bold it again. Whoa, Control Z. All right. Additionally, SMGs count burst D3 rolls of 1 as 2 and 2 as 3. Okay. So that is a pretty big benefit for the SMG user. You're gonna have to be ranged combat 12. All right. So you start the game, you may be 6. So you need 6 levels and then put them all in ranged combat just to go after that. It's going to leave you weaker in some areas. So you definitely want to balance out all of your abilities. All right. All right, I know I have some other abilities in here, combo talents. I'm going to have to play with that. As I get to the end of this, I'll have to go back and read each one and kind of assess what combo talents you'll be able to use to tie different talents together to make a combination action. All right. So let's see here. Okay, control burst. And okay. When firing a burst attack with SMG, add a +3 talent bonus to the attack roll. Additionally, and all right. Additionally, the SMGs count burst D3 roll of 1 rolls. Its rolls of 1 is 2. All right, and then when we go back to this one, the 3 rolls of 1 is 2 and 2 is of 3. So there we go. All right. So hey, you still got people out there. Make sure you drop a message. At least say, hey, how you doing? All right, that's pretty cool. It mean a lot to me to know that I don't know. It's late. It's Friday. Long work week. If you don't want to talk, I don't even blame you. All right. So, moving on. Extended burst. Okay. We did that. Okay. So it looks like we are up to where we need to be. We got all of the All the ranged combat worked out right. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and make these black. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Controlled burst mastered. I didn't... on here, I didn't make it across use. And that would have been to kind of say, hey, the SMG could just do it better. And also for controlled burst, it's 2, 4, 3, 6. And I just left it as 4. You know, you're the SMG guy and you just want to be better than all the other people. If I leave it off and make it so you can't pick up mastered, I don't know, it's kind of bogus. I'll go ahead and add it in there as cross use, alright? If I can grab it. Alright. Adds 3 advantage dice to burst damage rolls and SMGs. Let's see. This will actually work. Alright. Adds a +4 talent bonus to hit and 3 advantage dice to burst damage rolls. With SMGs. And counts burst D3 rolls of 1 as 2 and 2 as 3. Alright, so... Alright, so we're in there, moving along. I think that my illness that I've had is really taking a lot out of me. So I'm actually going to go ahead and jump stream because I'm feeling waves of fatigue from all the cough medicine and being up all night coughing and things like that. I will be on tomorrow right at noon. So if you're still out there, I hope to see you around then. I'm just going to go ahead and kill it. And I hope you guys have a great night. And we'll get better. All right? Just trying to heal up.